This week on Great Drives, Romania, and a true Transylvanian tear-up. Well, time to tell you about the car. This is it. It's a Romanian Dacia, and it's actually powered now by a Renault engine, but hopefully we'll be living La Dacia Vita. Well, welcome to Bucharest, the capital of Romania, and the start of our round trip over the Carpathian mountains and into Transylvania. The minute you start driving in this town, you realise that it's like no other, especially when it comes to road signs, because there aren't any.
Oh, this is great, I love it. Third world countries.
Without any idea of where you're going, it can be really frustrating, so buy a decent map, and remember, in summer it can get really hot out here.
First impressions of the Dacia is not much really, but the joy of this one is not the electric windows, but the air conditioning. I don't think the fan works at all, and there was me going on about the air conditioning. It doesn't work. This is mayhem. Absolute mayhem. You're just got to take your life in your own hands and hope for the best.
Communism came to an end in 1989 for Romania with the shooting of one of the most evil Iron Curtain dictators, Ceausescu. One of his legacies, though, was the Parliament building, which is the biggest parliament building in the world, second only to the Pentagon. He also demolished 4 square miles of the centre of Bucharest, planning to erect an avenue lined with marble fountains, flanked by other state buildings. But due to the revolution, the plan was never totally finished. Now, another one of Ceausescu's master plans was this building behind me, which is the National Library. And since the revolution, nothing's really happened to it. But the building went up so fast, they actually forgot to take the cranes out. And to this day, they're still trying to work out a plan to do it. The library really sums up Bucharest today, a city of misguided megalomania and mismanagement. All that's changed from Ceausescu's day is that now the skeletons of the buildings are adorned with gaudy Western billboards. A rather tragic contemplation to end day one. The sunset, though, ain't half bad. Well, good morning from Bucharest. I've just paid the hotel bill on a Visa card. There's just one thing to bear in mind, that Visa cards are fine to use in Western hotels, but don't use them in restaurants and places like that, because the security here on credit cards ain't that brilliant. Now, we just spent quite a nice night in the Hotel Ibis for about 40 bucks for the night, and the joy of the Hotel Ibis, for me at least, is that out of the 540 hotels throughout Europe, they're all the same. Well, after the faded opulence of Ceausescu's dictatorship, I thought I'd better get myself a little bit of local culture. Any visit to anywhere here means avoiding the wild dogs. There's 100,000 in the city alone. Where better in any city to check out the local culture than the market? This one in the heart of Bucharest sells, smells and simmers in the heat of the morning. If you can eat it or wear it in Romania, you can get it here.
My God, check that out. There's obviously a tongue and, well, some brains really. What brains are these?
It's clay on the hand.
Yeah, no, for sheep, cow, person. I've never seen Coca-Cola quite this colour. So what's in here?
Palinka.
Palinka, what's palinka?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think you can power a small vehicle by it.
Mare.
Right, come on in, let's have a look. Give Ant a little sip here. God, it's evaporating off my fingers. What's that like?
It's very,
Strong.
very strong.
All right, well, I think we'll pass on that. Thanks, dear boy. You can go and have a rest now. Thank you very much. He's 100 years old, the lad.
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue what he's saying, but he seems terribly nice. So in Flip Flop Plaza, you can get a pair for $4. $4. Cheap at the price. I'm going to have a look at the trainers. Now, just like many sort of slightly third world countries, you can get anything, and they're always a bit snide, as they say. But a pair of Nike trainers here is 300,000. That's $6. Tremendous. I love the shop. Well, there wasn't really much to buy, but it certainly is an experience, and definitely beats any kind of museum. We're leaving Bucharest now, and we're going to Sinaia Castle or something like that. Anyway, that's if we get there. Now it's gone down to single track lanes, so spend your life trying to overtake in this thing, which is going to be interesting. Oh, hang on, mate. All right, man. Yeah? Camera for me. I'm a television personality.
No.
Yeah? Okay, mate. It's getting more and more rural, and people are getting more and more extraordinary. Well, after 2.5 hours on the road from Bucharest, we're here at the foothills of the Carpathian Mountains, and we're also here at our first port of call, and this is it, a rather large cuckoo clock. Sinaia Castle is one of Romania's most beautiful castles, built for King Carol in the second half of the 19th century. They hired a Swiss architect to design the residence, and you can definitely see the Swiss architectural influences. Romania didn't have a king, so they offered King Carol, who was originally from Prussia, the title of king, and set him up in this lavish abode. Wherever you go in the world, there's always one idiot, isn't there? And there he is. Well, that was Sinaia Castle, and if you can't be bothered to wander around it, you can actually view it from the terrace here of this wonderful little cafe, but it really is worth the effort. What's that, do you reckon? Some kind of, like Palm Sunday kind of procession. As we head on north from Sinaia, the country seems to get even more mystical and eerie. Time to stop for lunch at one of Romania's equivalent to a roadside cafe. It goes to show that some things in Romania are a lot more appealing than their Western counterparts. Well, this is the bit I've been dreading, which is Romanian traditional food tasting. There's this soup, which is stomach soup. Here we go. That is dreadful. Now this is your mixed grill. And we've got a little bit of pork again, another different sausage, and a bit of meat, and a bit of pastrami. Now that's very nice. The food is quite good, and you can have a quick look around here, because this is about as kitsch as Romania gets, with all sort of wood carvings and large bottles with odd things in them. It's sort of Romanian version of Walt Disney. In a country that still relies on the horse, there's obviously the Ferrari of horses, and these are them. And these are Lipizzana horses. Is that right?
Yes, yes, of course.
And they're very, very expensive.
Yes.
So how much would one of these?
I don't know, 15,000. Yes.
Dollars?
Dollars.
Wow.
In dollars.
Wow. And you can hire them, can you?
Yes, yes, of course.
So you can go and ride in the hills and...
Yes, yes. Everybody could do that if they eat here. Our customers, we invite them to a horse.
Well, apart from the soup, the Hunter's roadside restaurant was fab. Now, you wouldn't believe it, but Romania is famed in the winter for its skiing here in the Carpathian mountains. The locals, on the other hand, seem oblivious to the multitude of tourists and skiing chalets littering their villages. Morning. There's an awful lot of villager activity this morning, but aren't these stunning? These are the Carpathian mountains, and we've just spent the night here at this 5-bedroom skiing chalet. Now, you can rent this place to ski in the winter or just to relax in the summer, and it costs $300. Now, that's not $300 for the day, $300 for the week, but $300 for the month. And you also get a chalet girl and a load of wild dogs thrown in for the price. Now, just while we're here, I thought you might like to view a real Romanian hat. Is this really a Romanian hat?
No, it's a sombrero.
There's a sombrero then. Now, day 3 of the Dacia needs to be commented on. There is a constant smell of chemicals, which either could be coolant, or it could be air conditioning, or it just could be something that someone's poured on the seat. And there's nothing really I can recommend about this car at all, apart from, well, nothing really. We've now come into the mountains. It's getting sort of very Dracula-esque, with a little bit of mist, and there are 8,000 brown bears in these hills. Let's hope I don't meet one. For me, this is one of the highlights of the trip. We've arrived in Transylvania, and behind me is Count Dracula's castle. The legend of Count Dracula originated here at Bran Castle, and just on first impressions, it really does conjure up the feelings of foreboding and evil goings-on. The nature of the tourists does nothing to allay my fears. Now, Bram Stoker's Count Dracula really did exist, and his name was Vlad the Impaler. And by all accounts, he too was a real pain in the neck. So, Bram Stoker wrote Count Dracula about, or based on, Vlad the Impaler, who sounded a very nasty man.
Yes, Vlad the Impaler was a very cruel man. He impaled a lot of traitors, the enemies, especially the Turks from the Ottoman Empire. But he wasn't a vampire. He was just the source of inspiration for Bram Stoker.
So Vlad used to stay here,
Yeah.
right, and then on the checkpoint down there, he used to charge 3% of all their monies, okay, to come into Transylvania. Yeah?
Yeah. And if
Perfect.
somebody tried through without paying, he was impaled. Yeah.
Oh, really? Sort of
Yes.
death?
Yes.
Now, right in the middle of the courtyard is the wishing well. And like a lot of wishing wells in a lot of castles, there's a legend attached to it. Now, the legend for this one is that there's an old granny or an old woman who lives down the bottom of the well. You throw money in, and she runs out and collects it when you're not looking. So, be churlish not to, really. So here we go. Lovely. Buy yourself a ladder, darling. Now, just over there is a very large turret. On top of it is a wind horn, and this wind horn, as legend has it, again, when the wind blows, it makes this very eerie noise, and the villagers are terribly afraid because the vampires then come out and suck them dry. I didn't mean to say that. What's next is a thing called agro-tourism. Basically, it means you stay with the peasants. The agro-tourism is a Romanian speciality here in Transylvania, and basically it's a B&B where you can hone your rural skills. Well, when you first arrive at the agro-tourism, you're roped into a little bit of work, and mine is to attempt to milk a cow. Here are the crew. All right, lads. Bună ziua.
Bună ziua!
Is that right?
Poftiți!
How are you? God. So this is him, is it? Right. So what do I do now? Here?
Să dea jos.
Who's there?
Nici o problemă, că nu mai are.
Nothing's happening. At all. Look, nothing's coming out. Feels incredibly dubious, this. No, it's not. You show. You show. How'd you do that? Okay, let me have a go. Look, I've got it now.
Huh?
Okay, done. Is there a button you press? How'd you do that? Oh, please. Oh, I got a dribble out then. Thank you very much.
Asta e.
Some things in life you just can't do. The cow is still complaining. You hear that? Obviously tugged too hard, as they say in the trade. But anyway, mine's an early bed. Now we did, barring the odd earwig, spend a very nice night here at the agro-tourism. But if you do like your creature comforts, really think twice before you come here. But for me, actually, I really quite enjoyed it. And, well, I can show you the rooms, actually. Come and have a look. Now remember, it's $15, okay? You get this sort of secondary room to put your kids in or something like that, and they'll put a mattress in or whatever. And through here, though, it's the piece de resistance, which is the bedroom. It's all very comfortable. And sometimes the sheets can be questionable, but these were cool. And also behind the door here, there's a small bar heater, just to keep you warm on those winter's nights. Now this is the best bit. This wood-burning stove here powers all the hot water, and there's only one snag with it when it's burning, is that if you are on the loo, it might burn your leg or something even worse. And this is your terrace, complete with a couple of bottles of cider to keep you going. I think it's going to turn out nice. Got a problem here. Build quality, never a good one. Well, hour and a half still on the road. This medieval festival better be good. Well, welcome to my idea of utter hell. This is Sinaia medieval festival, and if you are a parent watching at home and wondering how your kids are going to turn out, please turn away now. This festival is supposed to celebrate art in Romania, but it seems to me the only artists around here are drunk ones. The throng is made up mainly of Romanian students complaining and singing about various problems. Great fun, I guess, when you're 3 sheets to the wind, but for me, this place makes camping at the Glastonbury Festival seem a really fun thing to do. If you're 18 and feeling slightly rebellious, then no, good idea to come along. For the rest of us, there is absolutely nothing to recommend it. Well, things get from bad to worse with the Dacia. We just left the glorious medieval festival. Now the windscreen wipers are packed up and it's raining. So all we've got is intermittent wash wipe. One of which is good and the other of which isn't very good. Now to our northernmost point of our trip before the long haul back to Bucharest, the magical Horezu Monastery.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you want some money?
1000 de lei.
Some lei?
N-am și eu, domnule.
You guys, look, there you go, what's that?
Domnul să-ți ajute, mama, la mulți ani cu sănătate. Să
Thank you very
trăiești,
much
maică,
indeed,
să
man.
trăiască toată familia din Italia.
You take care.
Să trăiești,
Alright. And,
să-ți ajute Domnul să trăiești.
yeah, bye then.
Așa,
Take care, mate.
să trăiești, mama.
Exceptionally nice woman. Arrivederci.
Monasteries like Horezu grace the countryside all over Romania, and amazingly, lots of them, like Horezu, are being meticulously restored to their former glories. But even amongst the restoration, it's business as usual for the hundreds of faithful who come here on a daily basis. Even a bumbling idiot like me feels some kind of peace and serenity in a place like this, and it really is worth the visit. The strange thing is the minute I leave the monastery, it stops raining. Perhaps I should take that as an omen. Well, my worst nightmare's come true, and it's raining. I'd say this is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. On the intermittent wash wipe, that's all I've got. Just by flicking the switch, I'm getting something from it, but I can't do more than 60 kilometres an hour. The intermittent wipe's now changed, so I only get one wipe rather than two. I've got 200 kilometres to go to Bucharest to finish the trip, and I'm doing 20 kilometres an hour behind this truck. Oh no! That was a dog, which I missed by about that much. It's the worst drive I've ever had. Well, we've made it. After all the trials and tribulations of the last 4 days driving in this country, we've made it back to Bucharest. Fantastic. Well, there's no doubt about it. Romania is a true adventure. If you like lying by your sun lounger, don't come. But if you want a bit of excitement and see another side of life, then this is the place for you. And after all the nasty things I've said about the car, what do I really think about it? Well, I quite like the colour. Well, this is going to be the best bath I've ever had. Well, that's it for this week. Join me next time for another great drives.